Hello and welcome back to the Tetra Ninja Show. As always, I'm your host Tetra Ninja, and today we're going to be doing a hardware review. We're going to be looking at the XCM Cross Battle, which is an Xbox 360 converter, so you can use a 360 controller on your PS3. Just a couple of quick questions. Where can you get one? The only place I've been able to find one so far has been on eBay. I've checked Amazon and all other places, but eBay seems to be the only place that has it. How much does it cost? It usually ranges around between $40 and $50. Requirements: you need an open port on your PS3 as well as an Xbox 360 wire controller. And key features are force feedback, which is basically just rumble, and the ability to rapid fire, which I will be demonstrating in depth in this video with the different weapons. So we're going to start with a third person demonstration first. I'm going to be looking at the Intervention, Barrett, WA2000, M16, FAL, and FAMAS. So what you'll first want to do is when you get into the game, you want to change your button layout to flipped. I just use tactical flip because I use the tactical layout. If you don't do this, what happens is your trigger buttons are actually your bumper buttons, and it's all screwed up. So based on the shooting here, you can see that the rapid fire on the Intervention really doesn't do anything. It's fairly accurate when you're open scoped, but so there's really no difference between having rapid fire on the Intervention and not having rapid fire. But it gets pretty fun when we actually try out the Barrett. Check this out. It's like a mini machine gun, but it's completely all over the place. It always sways to the top right when you shoot, and we'll zoom in to give you a shot of what it looks like, what happens when you zoomed. And we're gonna switch up to the WA2000, and the WA2000. Let me just get a fresh wall here so it's a little bit easier. You can see that the shots are highly accurate when you're scoped in, and we're going to go open scope, but again, it's like a machine gun and it sprays everywhere. And we're just going to do short bursts here, and you can see that the short bursts are pretty accurate as well. Next, we're going to switch to the M16, which is the best gun in this entire game, in my opinion. So zoomed in, you can see it's fairly accurate, shoots fairly quickly. Hip fire, again, it's still fairly accurate, but there's still a little bit of spray. And we're going to just quick demonstration as I empty out my ammo clip. Next, we're going to go to the FAL, which is probably the most accurate zoomed in ADS and hip fired. As you see right here, the bullets stay fairly close together. Zoomed in as I reload. Zoomed in, bullets are almost right on the exact same spot. Actually they are on the same spot. So, and just for shits, I decided to try out the FAMAS, but it's almost exactly the same thing as the M16. I was just curious. So with the rapid fire, there's honestly no point of having it if you're using a fully automatic weapon, because it's already rapidly firing, I guess. So next, we're gonna switch into some actual gameplay where I enter a game on Wasteland and we try these weapons firsthand on some real life enemies and see how they stack up to each other. So we're on Wasteland playing Domination, and we're starting off the rapid fire test with Intervention, but like I said, the rapid fire in the Intervention is almost completely useless because it's a bolt action sniper rifle and it doesn't fire any faster than it would if you did it manually yourself. But just a quick demonstration right here. Just looking around for a guy, see one right there. Missed the first shot, and the rapid fire is useless. I can't get the second one off in time. So we're gonna switch off to the Barrett 50 cal, and again, it's almost completely useless because if you burst fire, the recoil is just too huge. With the, as you can see right here, as it goes all the way to the right, you're better off just single shotting because the Barrett takes down most people in one shot anyways. Next, we're going to be going to the WA2000, which is probably the most effective sniper rifle, as with the M21, to be using a rapid fire with. Every time I seem to tap the trigger, it usually let off 2 shots. So probably, like, if you're going to use the rapid fire, the WA2000 and the M21 are probably your best bet. But you can see right there, it fails miserably when I try to go full auto. So next we're going to be running with the M16, which is probably one of the better guns you want to be using a rapid fire with, especially if you're trying to engage multiple enemies like I am. If I was here right here, I can see like 3 guys, so I just, instead of tapping, I just hold down the trigger and go to town on them. Yeah, get my Predator missile, call in, get a double kill, get my Harrier, and then my Harrier gets me my payflow. So next we're going to be checking out the FAL, which is also, it's probably in my opinion the most effective gun to be using with a rapid fire. I personally don't like the FAL, but yeah, the rapid fire almost makes it somewhat worth it. But if I wasn't using the Cross Battle, then I probably would never even touch this weapon. Just on a quick note, I actually bought this Cross Battle for one of my friends. I personally have a 360 and a PS3, so I can switch between the two fairly quickly. But my friend only had the PS3, so I actually got him the Cross Battle for Christmas, and he likes it. Next, we're finishing off with the FALMAS, but like I said, it's almost exactly the same as the M16. So there's really nothing else I can say about it. The general controls are very fluid, and the force feedback is pretty good. I can't really notice the difference between a regular 360 controller and one with the wired controller and the adapter connected to it. So yeah, but the only downside I find, the biggest downside I find, is it's fairly expensive at $50, and if you're buying a new controller as well, that's like another $50, so you're spending $100 just to play with a 360 controller, which is not too bad because it saves you like $250 from buying a 360, I guess. And if you're buying a controller, I suggest you go with a used controller. Just go to like a GameStop or an EB, because I found that the new controllers, the joysticks, were extremely rigid, and it took a while for me to start breaking them in, and my buddy to start breaking them in, and especially the right analog, it just always went back to center very quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna finish getting my kill streak in this game with a Predator missile, and we'll go straight into the overall review. So the positives are that the controls are very fluid and they feel very natural, just as if you were playing on a real 360. It's compatible with all games. I tested it out on Halo and it worked great. I didn't expect it to have force feedback, but it ended up having it, so that was really welcomed. And the only reason you're buying it is that you don't have to buy a 360 to get the superior controllers for first-person shooting. And the rapid fire was pretty cool, even though I probably wouldn't use it on most of the guns, especially the sniper rifles. Negatives are it doesn't work with wireless controllers. I tested it out with a wireless controller and a play and charge cable. It did not work, so you need a wired controller. And that being said, that means that you have extra wires hanging around your room. And if it's anything like my room, yours is, then you're probably going to be tripping over wires and you'll probably step on it. That segues nicely because overall I found that the actual unit itself was fairly cheaply designed, and if you were to step on it, then you'd probably break it, and that's fairly expensive. And both with controller and the Cross Battle at $100, it's still kind of expensive, but like I said, it still saves you $250 from buying an actual 360. And I only tinkered around with the rapid fire for a couple games, but I could see if someone actually took an honest attempt at it, they could probably find a way to abuse it, so that's why rapid fire is also a negative. Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. It does everything it's supposed to do. Rumble was a nice extra feature that I didn't expect, but like I said, it's still fairly expensive at $100, and you only can find it on eBay right now. Amazon's completely sold out. I just checked a couple hours ago. So if you like this video, please check out my channel and subscribe, rate, and do all that good stuff for this video. And I will see you guys next time, and have a good day.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. There you'll find the latest updates from our premier directors and the Machinima Respawn team.